Okay, so here I am. Here I am with the message that I've been getting for what feels like quite a few days. But, time is an illusion and hard to keep track of. So you never really quite know when you're kind of in the bliss of things. So what's the message? What am I coming here to you for? Because I'm coming here to you. That's what I'm doing. I'm speaking to God, and I'm connecting to God and the universe, and I'm sending out a message that is meant to find you. And sorry, that cat just jumped on me and I pushed him off, and that wasn't that nice. I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson. But I'm focusing and I'm using my attention to go inward. And sometimes there are things that even we love that can be distractions. So that's a message right there for you, is that sometimes even the things that you love can be distractions. But that's not the message that we're here for today, because the message that we're here for today is about judgment. It's about judgment and the energy of judgment, and it's really about fear, because fear is judgment. Judgment is a form of fear. So when we're feeling fear, we use the energy of judgment to help ourselves feel better, to help ourselves feel safe. We're using it to figure out, to discern what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. And we do this to ourselves, and we do it to others. And if you're doing it to yourself, you're doing it to others. And if you're doing it to others, you're doing it to yourself. You won't have one without the other. So if you're judging others, you're also judging yourself. And if you're judging yourself, you're also judging others. So this is a pattern to pay attention to, because it's keeping you from accessing who you're meant to be. It's keeping you from accessing the things that are meant to be yours, and the things that will and do feel like open love, abundance, bliss, joy, all of those vibrations that are loving energies. It's keeping you from receiving in the present moment those higher frequencies, those true, pure frequencies that are really who and what you actually are. You are not your judgment. You are not your fear. And it's time to let those go. And how do you do that? You do that by putting one foot in front of the other and walking out into what feels like the storm. You do that by putting yourself in a situation that your ego mind and your judgment might feel very not comfortable with. You take that leap of faith, and you do it in a way that is coming from a loving energy. You don't do it from a space of fear or control, because there's another energy of fear in a manifested form, which is control. And a lot of times you use your judgment to create control. You're judging things, trying to decide, what should I wear? What should I do? How should I make this post? How should I speak to this person about this thing? Which can be, sometimes helpful, but I don't know if that's actually true, because sometimes what it does is it just puts you in an overthinking mind, and in an overthinking mind, you're not accessing that pure energy of love. You're coming from a place of control, and when you're in a place of control, you're not giving it over to God. You're not letting God reside within you or through you. You're blocking the magic from happening, because the reality of the situation is that there's nothing that you actually have to do. There's nothing that you need to do except for let go and let God. And it's like so funny because it's like all of these quotes that are so popular, let go and let God, like give it all to God, like surrender, all of those things, all of those messages that everyone loves to say and speak to someone else, they don't actually know how to do that. They don't actually do that. They say surrender and give it all to God, but then get on your phone and Google and figure it all out and plan. That's not what surrender looks like. That's what control looks like. And control, again, is an energy of fear. And fear is an energy and a frequency that blocks love. It doesn't really block it, but it just doesn't put you in a place to where you can see and receive it, because it is always there. The energy and frequency of love is always there. God is always there. God is always around you. God is always within you, moving through you and moving through everything around you. And it's just being able to open yourself up to see and receive that frequency of love. And that's hard to do when you're in a place of fear. So when you're in a place of control, worry, stress, judgment, all of those are energies and frequencies that are no longer yours. And I'm seeing a blue jay right now. So that's just, confirmation. It's a confirmation message, a note, satisfaction is the word I want to say, of receiving the message from God. It's a miracle. It's magical. To see a blue jay is magical. And that's the energy that you're tapping into. So if this message has found you, the message, it's time for you to let go of judgment. It's time for you to surrender and open yourself up to the mystery of the unknown. And you're going to do that by taking a leap of faith, by putting yourself in a situation where your old self and your ego mind would maybe feel uncomfortable, but as soon as you start doing it, you're going to feel more comfortable, because it's confirmation that you're doing what's meant for you. It's confirmation that you're moving through God. When you feel good, that's how you know you're in your highest form of frequency and you're moving in the right direction, which is in the direction of God source consciousness, which is what you essentially are, and you're just here on this earth to express that in a form. And everybody's form looks and feels different. So when you're in judgment of someone else's form, notice that and step out of it, because then later on you're going to be using that same energy to express yourself. You're going to be limiting yourself because you were limiting that other person through judgment. So yeah, open yourself up to love. When you find yourself in judgment of self and others, use that as a moment to release, surrender, and control, and give it over to God and say, God, this energy no longer serves me. It never probably did, but I'm giving it over to you, and I'm putting myself in this new position of truly, deeply having faith and taking a leap of faith. And one more thing that just really wants to come through is like, where does this energy of judgment come from? Well, it comes from the collective, and it comes from a long line, a long lineage of not feeling safe. For a lot of reasons, which we don't really need or have to get into at this time. You don't have to get into that at this time. That's the truth, is you don't actually have to get into that. It's time to let go of trying to figure out why am I this way? Why did things happen this way? Reminiscing over the past, or even letting past energies of past people who are no longer even in your life control how you're expressing yourself. That's a really hard one. That's a really hard one, and that's a really big one. A big message is that you're letting the energies of others' past judgment toward you and yourself get in the way of being your actual true self, of who you were always meant to be, who you always were, and who those people saw and felt scared of. Not because it's something to fear, not because it's something to be scared of, but because it can be a lot for someone to see so much light. It can be confusing. People are not quite sure where to put it. But yeah, now that's all in the past, and you're ready and open enough to receive. And so all this is a confirmation to you that you can let go of all that's no longer serving you. And I know that's, again, a basic cliche, but it's just so true. It's so true. And how do you let go of the things that are no longer serving you? Literally, you just release them. You literally release them. You let them go. It's really simple and easy. There's no 5-hour long meditation. There's no yoga retreat. There's no, none of those things. All those things are tools, and they're actually just meant to be frequencies that you can enjoy in your body and use to experience and create and shift newer and higher vibrations. But that's really not that's not a path that you need to feel like you have to do in order to release and let go. Listening to this message, you are receiving a frequency that is letting you know that you can let go, and all you have to do is say it is so. Not even in your mind, in your heart. Because in this new way that you're moving into, that's where all of your vibrations and all of your frequencies are going to be coming from, is from your heart. You're no longer going to be using your head. You're no longer going to be using your body and nervous system to respond so scarcely to everything. You're coming from this new open space of your heart. So follow your heart. There it is, another cliche, but hey, it's so true and it works. So that's it. Just so you know, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now, right here in this moment. I'm letting go and I'm giving it all to God. So I'm just being an example here in this frequency of what it actually looks like to completely surrender control and to do something that scares you. Because it doesn't actually scare you. It actually makes you feel good. Okay, I must go. Motherhood calls.